Hello YouTube, in today's video I'll be covering the largest 100 non-US companies technical analysis. So first of all we've got Saudi Arabian Oil, Saudi Aramco. I can see this is in the energy minerals integrated oil space. I can see it's just been trending sideways. It did have an initial breakout to the upside back in 2021 where it made it to target all the way up over here. If I measure out the target like this, you can see it made this target and overperform. Been going sideways ever since. Next, we've got LVMH. This has been in a long-term uptrend over the years, as you can see from the chart. Looking at this, I can see this could be forming some sort of symmetrical triangle or any position along this trend line over here. Could be a decent position to enter, but not potentially for long. Next, we've got Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, which is a semiconductor company. And I can see we had this nice symmetrical triangle over here. If I measure out the pattern like this, if I measure a target from here, you could see it's made its target. Certainly looking for some sort of a pullback to be able to enter this name. Next, we've got Tencent Holdings, which is a packaged software company. Now, I can see this is made a peak in 2021 and it's been a downtrend ever since. Next, we've got Novo Nordisk, and I can see this has gone parabolic recently. I wouldn't enter here because obviously there could be a violent pullback, but you can see there was this symmetrical triangle over here, which has broken out to the upside and has been in an uptrend ever since. Next, we've got Nestle, which is the food major diversified space. And I can see this has been in an uptrend over time. The uptrend's recently ended in 2021 and it's been trending down. It's broken this up to trend line. So it's currently retesting, so it could have another spill to the downside potentially. Next, we've got Samsung Electronics. I can see with this name that we've been in an uptrend over time. We're forming some sort of symmetrical triangle on this potentially. So any entries near this bottom trend line here could be a decent entry for the long term. Next, we've got Kwaicho Mutaiko Limited, which is beverages alcohol space. Now, I can see looking at this chart, this has basically made a peak in March 2021, and it's been in a bit of a downtrend ever since. Again, it's had spectacular upside looking at the trend line and looking at the recent price behavior as well. From 2008, it made a peak again in 2012, but it consolidated sideways and broke to the upside. That's been quite impressive, really. Next, we've got ASML, which is a semiconductor. Again, this has formed some sort of symmetrical triangle over here, which is broken to the upside. If I measure out a target for this, it broke out in February 2024. If I measure a target, you see the target still has to be made. There's still potential for more upside, but there could be a pullback first before we see higher price levels. Next, we've got Roche, which is in the pharmaceuticals major, and I can see that we had some sort of head and shoulders pattern that's played out, or double top that's played out over here. And yeah, we're in a downtrend at the moment. Next, we've got L'Oreal, which has basically been in an uptrend over time. Again, anything along this trend line here could be a decent entry for a long-term position, but I wouldn't chase it just here. Maybe wait for some sort of pullback, and this could provide a good entry for the longs. Next, we've got Industrial Commercial Bank of China Limited. I can see this just been in the sideways behavior since its basic listing, so nothing impressive there. This one's impressive, so it's International Holdings Company. It's a medical nursing services company on the ADX. Does it tell me which the ADX index it is? Leave it in the comments below if you think if you can tell me what the ADX is. Basically, this has been an uptrend over time. It's gone very parabolic. I wouldn't touch it right here. Next, we've got AstraZeneca, which is a pharmaceutical company. Now, I can see this has been a major uptrend over time. You had this beautiful symmetrical triangle over here. That's basically broken out to the upside. And we've been overperforming ever since and going higher. And I can see that any pullbacks on this could be a good entry. Next, we've got Alibaba. I can see this has reached a peak in 2020 and it's been in a downtrend ever since. So at the moment, it's not a good investment. And look at the price favor, it's got potential to break down even lower eventually. Next, we've got Hermes International, which is the power footwear space. And I could see, looking at the chart, this has been in a major uptrend again. Any entries along this sort of trend line over here could be decent, but I'd wait for a greater pullback before entering this name. Next, we've got Shell, which has just been going sideways for a number of years. Again, nothing really interesting here, apart from it obviously tracks oil quite closely because it's in the interest oil space. Next, we've got Novartis, and I can see looking at the chart that we've had a symmetrical triangle of some sort over here. Measuring out a move, you can see that this would be going considerably higher than the current levels, all the way to 111. But it's a work in progress. It's steadily climbing, making its way to the upside. Next, we've got Reliance Industries, which is basically listed on the Indian stock market. It's a oil refining marketing company in the energy mineral space, and I can see we had this spectacular upside symmetrical triangle breakout over here and been outperforming ever since. Any dips on this has been a long-term buying opportunity. Next, we've got Toyota Motor Corporation. And I can see looking at this chart, we had a symmetrical triangle over here. We broke to the upside. Again, looking for any pullbacks before entering this name. Next, we've got PetroChina Company Limited, which is the integrated oil space. I can see there was an upside break over here. We basically broke to the upside. It currently remains to be seen whether price favor will continue to go higher. Next, we got Accenture PLC. I can see, look at this name. We've got the trend line here. Could be an interesting buying opportunity, but if this trend line fails to hold, then there could be further downside ahead. Next, we've got Agricultural Bank of China Limited. And I can see, looking at this chart, we've had quite a decent move off this low in 2022. But it's gone sideways since 2017, so it's not really been a good investment over time. It's just been more of a trade. Next, we've got China Mobile Limited, which is in the special telecommunications space. So I can see this has been an uptrend since its IPO. Got China Construction Bank Corporation. And I can see looking at this chart, we've just gone sideways since its basic IPO, so I can see that this hasn't been a good investment either. It's a regional bank. Next, we've got Christian Dior, and I can see this has been a good investment over time. Now this symmetrical triangle, we made a target, and currently we're pulling back over here. So remains to be seen whether there's more upside for this name. Next, we've got Bank of China again. That's just gone sideways. We got SAP SE, which is a package software company. I can see, look at this name, we had some sort of bull flag over here. What I typically project like this. And if I project from here all the way to the start of the flag here, if I project that higher from there, you're able to see the target's considerably higher still to go. But again, I'll be waiting for any pullbacks into this name. Next, we've got Contemporary Amper, which is an electronic products company. I can see, look at this name, we've broken to the downside, and maybe it's got more further downside to go. Next, we've got HSBC Holdings, BLC. It's a major bank, and I can see it's just been in a sideways range up since 1999, so it's not been a good investment, folks. Next, we've got Total Energies. This has basically been in an uptrend over time, generally, tracking the price of oil, integrated oil. It's been a decent trading vehicle when oil drops and all of a sudden rallies with economic recovery, but it's not been a good investment recently. Next, we've got BHP Group Limited, and I can see there's further upside for this symmetrical triangle over here. If I just draw that on. Then projecting out, you can see there's an upside target of around 57 Australian dollars a share. Next, I can see Tata Consulting, and I can see this has generally been an uptrend over the years as well. Again, it's performed really well as an equity, so it's a good investment from my point of view. Next, we've got Unilever PLC. Now, I can see this has been an uptrend, but recently, since making a peak in 2019, it's just been trending lower, slightly lower, sideways type of behavior. So, until we see any conclusive price action on this stock, I wouldn't think it's got any more further upside to go. Next, we've got Sanofi, which is the biotechnology space, and I can see looking at this chart, it did have a nice uptrend over here back in the early 90s. I could see that it broke higher. It's currently been going sideways since 2015, so it's not been a great investment. Next, we've got Royal Bank of Canada, and I can see this has been in an uptrend over time. It's been a good investment to hold. It's been one of the better banks globally to own. Got Ping and Insurance just gone sideways. Same with China Life Insurance has gone sideways. It's been trending slightly higher since making a low here in 2014, but again, it's not been that great an investment. Next, we've got Siemens AG, which is industrial machinery space. And I can see this has been a good equity over time. Again, it's broken to higher levels recently. We had a nice symmetrical triangle structure over here. And basically, if I measure out a target, you'll be able to see that it's made its target. It's currently any pullbacks could be an interesting buying opportunity, maybe. We've got China Merchants Bank, which is basically had a downside break here in 2021. And it's been going lower ever since. Next, we've got AB InBev, which is a beverages alcoholic company. And I can see this has broken down. It's had a head and shoulders pattern. So if I just draw a horizontal neckline over here, And if I project down from the top of the head, remember guys, with the head and shoulders pattern, if I draw the head on over here, you got a left shoulder here, you got your head, and you got your right shoulder. Like seeing a weak right shoulder generally. If I project from the top of the head all the way to the neckline, jet lower, you can see there's been a change in trend. And it's never been able to recover since. So this is a bad investment since 2015. So I wouldn't be putting money to the work in this name either. Medtronic again made a peak in 2021. It's never recovered since. So it's been a bad investment over time. Next we've got Keyence Corp, which is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, I believe. It's an electronic equipment instruments company. Oh, it's on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. It's in Japanese yen. Okay, and this has generally gone higher over time, so it's been a good equity to own. Next, we've got AIA Group, and I can see there's a head and shoulders pattern here. Again, if this did play out, this is a multi-line insurance company. There's better multi-line insurance companies like we saw in the other video with Zurich Insurance listed on the Swiss stock market index, Swiss market index. I can see that this one, if it played out, would generally be talking about $13 stock, a 13 Hong Kong dollar stock. So if this played out, it would be devastating. Again, you can't really project and see the future, but I can see this in a downtrend. Next, we've got Sony Group, which has been in an uptrend over time. It's currently doing some sort of consolidation at the moment. Yeah, I can see there's probably a move higher coming in the future. Next, we've got DT Telecom, which is basically a communications company. I can see it's had a decent rally since hitting a low in 2012, but it's basically been a bad investment ever since over here. It's not really doing anything, it's been stuck in a sideways channel. HDFC Bank, one of India's major banks, and I can see this has been in a good uptrend over time. Again, over here, look at the price area. It doesn't look too encouraging. It could be giving us a head and shoulders pattern, but we need to wait to see more price behavior. Next, we've got Commonwealth Bank of Australia. I can see this would be one of the better banks to own globally as well. Generally been an uptrend. It did have a dip, obviously, 2007, 2008 for the financial crisis, but it's just generally been going higher over time. So it's been a good investment over time. Next, we've got Toronto Dominion Bank, and this is interesting because we made a peak here in 2022. We had some sort of counter trend rally. We've broken down. Over here, we've basically grinded along here. We've made some sort of symmetrical triangle, which has basically broken to the downside. So there's potentially more downside to go on this name. So potentially it's not the best time to invest in it right now. So next we got Industria de Cinto Textile. And I can see this has been in a gradual uptrend over time. It's been a good investment to hold long term. Again, looking at this move, we're looking for some sort of consolidation before adding a position. Next, we've got Airbus, which has actually been a much better investment than Boeing, believe it or not, recently, because you've had this symmetrical triangle over here that's broken to the upside. So if I project a move over here on the midpoint, roughly, let's see, we've probably got slightly higher to go. We've got BP, which is the integrated oil space, it's gone sideways for a number of years. There's been better oil investments out there, which we'll be covering in future videos. Next, we've got Moitan. This is air freight courier. This is on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Now I can see, looking at this pattern, we've basically broken down. We've probably got lower to go yet, we've had some sort of counter trend rally, but we've probably been in a downtrend since 2021, so it's not a good investment. Next, we've got Nippon Tel and Tel Corp, listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. It's a major telecommunications company. I can see just by looking at this chart over here that we've had a symmetrical triangle, which has broken to the upside. And then it's been stuck in this sort of channel over here, which is now broken down. So there could be further downside, but you need to see more price behavior before we make a decision where it's going next. Next, you got Rio Tinto, which has been a good investment over time. It's generally been an uptrend. We've got a consolidation going on over here. So again, it remains to be seen whether this breaks up or breaks down, but on balance of probabilities, we probably need to see more price behavior before we can determine where this is going next. Next, you've got China Petroleum and Chemical Corporation. I can see some sort of falling wedge forming here, but it's been stuck in this channel for a number of years, so it's not been a good investment. It's been okay to trade off the lows and sell up here, but it's not been a good investment. Next, we've got BYD company, which is an electrical product space. It's producer manufacturer, producer manufacturing. So basically, this has gone up over time, but it's generally not been that great an investment. Next, we've got DGE, Diageo PLC. I can see this has been a good investment over time, but it's currently breaking down. Next, we've got CSL Limited. Now, I can see, looking at this chart, it's been an uptrend over time. We've got some sort of consolidation, some sort of flag being forming over here, which could break to the upside. Next, we've got Richemont, which is listed on the Swiss Market Index. And I can see that basically it's been a good investment to hold over time. Currently need to see more price behavior to determine where it's going to be going next. Next, we've got Schneider Electric, and this one's an exciting name. It's recently broken out of this symmetrical triangle over here, which I was projecting the Fibonacci retracement on. So again, for the Fibonacci, guys, I'll quickly go through an example here. If I remove my current drawings on here, and if I pull a Fibo, so you can go to Fibonacci retracement on this high, this low over here, you can determine that anything below 0.5 retracement over here would be a good buying opportunity. Looking at this name, I can project a target upside over here like this. You can see it's made its target. So that's how you can do some basic technical analysis, really. And I can see there's been symmetrical triangles before as well. But I wouldn't jump in right here. I'd wait for more price value to determine where this is going next. Next, we've got LG Energy Solution. I can see this has basically been going higher, and then it's gone down recently. It's been stuck in a downtrend, so it's not been a good investment recently. Next, we've got Abu Dhabi National Energy Company, electrical utility. And I can see this has basically been more of a sideways, but it could be argued that this has been formed an inverse head and shoulders pattern over here, which broke out here in September 2022. We need to see more price value before we can determine whether this is going higher or not. Next, we've got Williange Wybin, which is a beverage alcohol company. See, it made a peak here in December 2020, and it's been in a downtrend ever since. Next, we've got Air Liquide, which I could see, which is cocoa specialty space, and I can see that this has been in an uptrend over time, so it's been a good investment to hold generally. Next, we've got Allianz SC, which is multi-line insurance. You can see this has been a good investment off the lows of 2008, but it generally hasn't taken its high of early 2000, so there could be more upside, but we need to see more price value on this name. Next, we've got Process, which is basically an internet retail name. I can see this has just gone sideways over time. Next, we've got Essilorluxottica, which is a medical specialties company, and I can see that this has generally gone up over time. And I can see there's a symmetrical triangle which formed over here. And if I measure out a move, and as you can see, guys, I'm measuring on monthly time frames, so this is long-term technical analysis here. The longer the time frame, the more reliable the technical pattern generally tends to be. Because this is going to 235.4. That's still got further upside. Again, any pullbacks could be a buying opportunity on this name. Next, we've got Equinor ASA, which is integrated oil space. I can see that this has generally gone higher over time, but recently it's broken its uptrend in October 2022, and it's been in a bit of a downtrend. It's holding it at just here. Next, we've got China's Shenhua Energy Company Limited. And I can see this has generally gone higher over time, so it's stuck in a bit of a sideways range recently. Next, we've got PDD Holdings Inc. It's a department store, and I can see that this has generally gone high since its IPO, but again, we need to see more price parity to determine where this is going next. Next, we've got Chubb Limited, which is property casualty insurance. And I can see this has generally been in a good rising uptrend over the years, so it's been a good investment to hold. Again, we need to see more price favors, sort of consolidation before we can determine where it's going next. Next, we've got China Yangtze Power Company Limited. I can see this has been an uptrend over time. It's been a good stock to own. Next, we've got Al Rajhi Bank, which is listed on the Saudi Arabia Tadawul Stock Exchange. It's a major bank, and I can see this has been in a good uptrend over time. Wow, so looking at this one, this is ICIC Bank, and I can see this has been in a really good uptrend over time. Again, I'm waiting for some pullbacks, some price behavior to see where this is going next. Next, we've got Canadian National Railways. I believe Bill Gates is in this stock as well. It's a good investment over time. It's gone up generally. It's been this generally smooth investment up in a straight line. Again, any pullbacks can be a buying opportunity. Acciones Iberdrola, which is an electric utility. I can see there's a symmetrical triangle over here. We had a target of about 15 on this day. Next, we got Mercedes-Benz Group, AG. This has generally gone sideways in the range. So it's not been a great investment to own, to be honest. It's been a good trading vehicle off any lows to add some. It's not been a good investment over the long term. Next, we got China Telecom Corporation Limited. Again, there's not enough price pay on this name. Next, we've got BNP Paribas, and we can see that this has just been stuck in the sideways range. It's never taken out the 2007 high recently. Next, we've got Shopify. It was a good investment heading into 2021, but it's basically hit a downtrend ever since, and it's never really recovered. So it's not a good investment at the moment. We've got Enbridge. This is an interesting name. This is a very interesting name. Oil and gas pipelines. Enbridge Inc. This could be giving us this bigger symmetrical triangle. So any entries over here across the lows here, if this breaks out to the upside, could be a good entry. Next, we've got Merck KGaA on, which is pharmaceuticals major, and I can see this has been an uptrend over time, which has recently turned into a downtrend. We've broken this line here, which was key support. We're bouncing around here, so we need to wait for price behavior. Next, we've got Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, which is a major bank listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and I can see that this has generally gone sideways. It's been a good investment off the lows over here, but it's generally gone sideways. Kansas Pacific, Canadian Pac, Kansas City Limited. I can see this has been in a good uptrend over years. Again, looking for more price there to have a buying opportunity on this name. Next, we've got British American Tobacco, it made a peak in 2017. We did a head and shoulders pattern up here of some sort. I can see it's broken down. Again, tobacco is a dying industry in many ways because of government regulation and people just quitting in general. The smoke-free generations, the so-called smoke-free generation. So I can see that this has broken down. It's never recovered since it's in a downtrend, so it's not likely to recover anytime soon. Next, we've got Hindustan Unilever. This is basically household personal care name. I can see there's a symmetrical triangle forming here, and this could potentially be breaking to the upside very soon. Next, we've got GSK PLC. Yeah, I can see with this name, it's been stuck in a sideways range for 20 years, so it's not been a great investment. Volkswagen, similarly, it's been stuck in a sideways range, so it's not been a good investment. Yeah, I can see this trend line's breaking to the downside now. Saudi Basic Industries Corp, chemicals major diversified, and I can see this has been in the sideways range as well for a number of years, so it's not been a good investment. Got Fast Retailing Company, this has been a good investment. It's listed on the TSE, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and I can see this has generally gone up over time. Again, we're waiting for more price there to determine where it's going next. Bank Central Asia, this has been a good major central bank to own, major bank to own. Been in an uptrend over time. I can see there was some sort of symmetrical triangle over here. It's broken to the upside. Next, we've got Kerry. We've got a classic head and shoulders pattern on this one. So if I measure out a target here, we've got much lower to potentially go on this today. Petrobras on, which is integrated oil space, and I can see this is basically had a symmetrical triangle over here, broken out to the upside, and we're looking for some sort of more price behavior over here to determine where it's going next. CNOOC Limited. It's integrated oil space, and it's gone higher since its IPO. Need more price behavior to determine where it's going next. Next, we've got Walmart New Mexico Sab de CV. I can see this is generally, it didn't have a symmetrical triangle, but it didn't form. It's basically broken down. So it's basically a downtrend now. So I wouldn't be buying this variety over here. Next, got Postal Savings Bank of China. Again, that's gone sideways. Currently, probably breaking to the downside, I would imagine, at some point. The next, we got KDDI Corporation. And I can see with this name, it's generally been in an uptrend over time. Again, it needs to be a price value to determine where it's going next. If you like the video, press the like button, press subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching till the end. Thank you and goodbye.